What is up, my YouTubers? It's Jennifer, and today it is Tuesday, January 26th. So you know what that means. It is my mental health check-in day, or video. The reason why I'm doing it today is because, well, one, I have off on a Tuesday, which is awesome. Two, it is the end of January, and a lot has happened so far this year. So, on that note, this video might get a little bit long, so just bear with me. I have a lot to discuss. It might mostly have to do with buying a home and stuff like that, but if you guys notice my background, by the way, guess where I'm not? I'm not in bed filming this for once, and our Christmas tree is gone. So yes, if you guys were cutting me up before with my Christmas tree, well, I finally took it down. So, by the way, my front door is open, so if you see Diego come in and out, then I'm letting him do his thing. So if you see all this stuff on this chair, this stuff goes into my scooter. And we're going to start there. So if you guys saw me attempting to fix my scooter, because that is probably my most popular video on my channel, and that's all thanks to you guys. So thank you guys for watching that video, liking that video, commenting on that video. If you shared it, thank you for that. Because I mean, like I said, I had no idea what I was doing. That was just basically all looking at a couple tutorials off of YouTube and saying, oh, I could do this. So, long story short, I had to get a new scooter. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you probably already know that. Here is why. So, at the very end of that video, I had to still put starter fluid in it because it wasn't doing what it was supposed to, which is basically starting up right away as soon as I put the key in it. Well, I put the starter fluid in it, and then once I got out of my pajamas, this is the part you guys did not see. I drove it around just down my street, the bumpy road street, and then parked it and waited till the next day because I had nothing to do that day. I didn't really want to drive around on my scooter, but I had to get the fuel injector cleaner to kind of run through. So that's why I drove it at least down my street. Then the next day I had a bunch of errands to run. So I got it, went out to my scooter, all expecting to put starter fluid in it. I always try to start it first. And this time, you guys, it started up instantly. I mean, it instantly started up, which kind of scared me because I wasn't used to that. So I wasn't prepared to okay, but that's awesome. So I did fix it, right? I did fix it. The bad thing is that when I came home from doing my errands, I must have went over a pothole, one of the new ones that randomly pop up on our road all the time, because somehow my brake system got a little messed up. And yeah, basically I sort of crashed my scooter. I say sort of because it still ran and it still worked. And it still had brake fluid in the little thingy. But because at first I thought, oh my God, it has no brake fluid. Did I do something wrong? No, I didn't. It's just, I think when I crashed it, I was scared that it was leaking. No, so the brake system somehow got messed up. The reason why I couldn't drive it anymore is because my mirror on my right hand side snapped off in two places. Yeah. So the bolt itself snapped inside the little part to where I had to take pliers anyways to get the mirror on and off, but that snapped, and then the mirror itself, that holds onto the bar part, snapped off. So I couldn't street legally ride my scooter initially. So I didn't want to buy a new scooter, but I just wanted them to fix it. But I didn't want to take the time for them to, however long it's going to take them to fix. So went down there, asked them if they had any scooters on their, in their place. And they said, yes, they had two. And I got one of the scooters. I did a trade-in deal. Basically, I bought that scooter for $1,200. They came here, they brought it to me, they took my old scooter out with them, and my green scooter that I had back in 2018, I paid $2,000 or $2,100 for it. So this other scooter that's brand new is $1,200. So trade-in deal. Was my green scooter worth it at the end? Probably not. But that's my scooter story. I have a brand new scooter. House shopping. So we went back to Clayton Homes. We went to the Hampstead location. And since the scooter thing took a few hours because we had to wait for the guy to bring my scooter, we could not go to the Wilmington location. We only got to go to the Hampstead location. We ran out of time. So we went to Hampstead, and I will link the lady's information. Connie was so helpful, so helpful. If I decide to go the mobile home, manufactured home route in home ownership, I have to buy land first, obviously. So that's really what's been stressing me out lately this past month, because I was waiting on my settlement money. Last year when I looked, there's Diego. Last year when I looked, I didn't have a budget in my head. I didn't know how much I was getting. Now that I have the money and I know how much I have, now I have to sit there and go, okay, well, I'm not going to spend all of my money on a house. And yes, that's what loans and mortgages and all that stuff is for. I get that. But the way I realized is that I have to buy land if I go that route, which takes this amount of money. And then you have to do the inspection of the land, make sure the well system's good and all this other stuff. And then you have to go back there. And if I do any upgrades whatsoever at all, those have to factor in too. So yeah, it's kind of like in my head, I really started to, sorry, my voice is like being weird, but I really started to take a better look at my finances and say, okay, functionality, what do I like? So I will insert some of the homes that I looked at. They will be choppy videos because I was more interested in looking at the homes as opposed to videoing it. Does that make sense? All right, before I show you the home tour thing, first off, I want to say that I would gladly put the audio in there, but you guys don't really need me to tell you guys that here's a bathroom, oh, here's a bedroom. So we're going to slightly fast forward through the home tour and then add some awesome music. I just had to put that in there because honestly, it's going to be choppy and we're just going to go through it and you guys enjoy. as you guys saw, my videos were a little choppy, but like I said, Connie was so helpful. She answered a lot of my questions. Some of the houses that I liked, there's two of them. There's one that started at 100,000 and it had a mudroom, right? And I thought, well, I own a dog. I'm going to have future dogs. A mudroom is an awesome feature. Like I thought of that last year, but I kept that one in mind. And then the other one had no mudroom, but it had an extra den. And I thought that's awesome because that's extra living space that, you know, you never know that you need. But that one started at 90,000. They're both 3 bedrooms. But when I got home, because Connie told me to go home and write out your absolutely must-haves in a home that you want and think about functionality wise. And I was like, okay. And I knew most of this before and I wrote down functionality wise before, but now I actually am taking a better look at my must-haves, my needs, my wants, my don't likes. A lot of it's aesthetics, but the layout and stuff and how I will use that space. So now I really like the one with the mudroom, but I don't need that much space. So it was a great feature, but at the same time, honestly, I just starts at 100. And if I do anything to it, it's getting up there. And like I said, yes, that's what the mortgage is for, so you paid off, but I just can't justify. Then the other one, I really don't need an extra den. I mean, that's just ridiculous. So basically, there's one home that she introduced me to that I didn't even think of last year. It's called the Ultra Pro. I will insert that layout next to the anniversary layout here on the screen. And the reason why I like both of these, they're still 3 bedrooms, but the anniversary last year when I looked at it in Wilmington, I fell in love with that home last year. They did not have one in Hampstead. And like I said, we ran out of time, so we couldn't go see it in Wilmington. But I can literally see me living in that space. I have been stalking the 3D image thingy like crazy to figure out if I really truly like it or not. I mean, functionality wise, it has the, I had to think of like, where am I going to put the dog food? Where am I going to put my food? Like, you know, where is the laundry room? Okay. Does it have a back door, sliding glass door? How are the bedrooms laid out? What if one of the bedrooms is smaller? Where am I going to put my like office desk or whatever? What about the closets in the space? You know, there's so many things to think about. Where am I going to put my couch? Where am I going to put my trash can? If I get a cat, where am I going to put the litter box? There's so many items that I was looking at. Now, the Ultra Pro has the kitchen that I love. I love the flow of the Ultra because you can actually build built-ins in the living room or a fireplace. I don't think that the anniversary you can put a fireplace, but you really don't need one. But they have the built-ins. So it's kind of like, I want built-ins because I love built-ins. And I understand a lot of people don't because then you can't like change up your furniture. But I love built-ins. So that's where I'm at right now on my houses, is that it's so stressful now because I have a much better idea of exactly what layout and what I like. I definitely have to go back and see them again in person and I hopefully will film a little bit better. I mean, I'm going to film any house that I ever look at, but I have much more of an idea in my head of what functionality wise. And I know people say, get what you want. If your house costs $100,000 to start and you add any customs to it, do it because you're going to live in this house for like forever, right? I get that. But in my head, I can't justify doing that. And I know I'm being cheap and I don't know if that's being stupid, but this is again why I'm a first time home buyer. So I guess I figured that down the road I can save up. And if I happen to want to change countertops out, you know, then I will, you know, I'll save up and do that. And that's where I guess I justify certain things because functionality wise, I have to look at what I'm going to use the space for, not the aesthetics. So long story short, that's the house part. So overall, minus my stress levels now going through the roof because I have to buy land first. And that terrifies me because there's really no land out there that's affordable. The land that is affordable, you basically have to spend a good $10,000+ to build it up because it's pretty much on swamp territory. And before you do that at all, it has to pass a perk test. If you guys don't know what that is basically where they go and they do some like swamp water test thing and they tell you if it's going to pass or not, or how much an estimate would be to build it up. And so that's stressful because, but the land down the street, that is my mom's landlord's brother. Hopefully she will get his number and call him and see if he would like to sell it. This lot has been vacant for years and it's already built up. It had trailers on there before, so it should pass a land inspection. I can't even get into that right now because I don't know all the details. But obviously, I will take you guys on that journey when it comes up. But work's going great. I had to close this past Friday night. I had a mental breakdown this past Friday night at work. So this is funny. So I have not closed that restaurant in probably a year and a half. And I was trying, I knew the guys wanted to get out like super fast, right? And the closer, like, since I've closed before, it's just like he was trying to teach me the way to actually close properly. And I appreciate that because in case I ever do need to close the restaurant by myself, which I did on Sunday, then I know how to, right? Well, I knew what to do to close down and I knew that I wasn't doing it as fast as they would like me to. And it was just driving me nuts because I would start to do something and I would get distracted. And my ADHD, dude, like I'm sorry, I have ADHD. I start one project and then I try to clean 15,000 other things. That's just who I am. And the guys were getting frustrated with me because I'd start cleaning one cooler and I'd be like, oh, there's a spot over here. And I'd forget about the cooler I'm doing and I'd go do this one. So at one point, I screamed at my closer because I basically called him a a-hole because he was just driving me insane. And then I started breaking down because I'm like, oh my God, like I can't even do this. And I think I just got overwhelmed. And I think it's just because like, they're trying to rush me and I was trying to do things thoroughly, but I get too distracted. And every time I try to do something, somebody would come behind me and do it like, and I'm like, dude, I just did that. Another frustrating thing was the fact that like, I know for a fact that they don't do some of the things that they were yelling at me to do. And I'm like, I come in sometimes and half of the stuff is not done. So I understand why they were telling me to do it properly because they know I will do it properly, one. And two, because that's how it's supposed to be done. Yeah, supposed to be done. Exactly. So I was just fed up. I was so fed up at that point. And I think I just had a mental nervous breakdown where I just could not handle it. And then they were throwing water on the floor and I slipped and fell on my butt, which really sucked because yeah. Besides that, I ended up closing Sunday night, which really sucked because my game was on and Packers lost, but it's fine. I will always be a Packers fan, so that's fine. So basically, Sunday night was so much better than Friday night. I closed, I made sure everything was properly done and everything. I think it just ran smoother. The guys were taking their time. Like they weren't rushing me and I wasn't rushing them. We were just kind of doing a flow. We knew we were getting out of there. I understand when you close, you want to get out of there like ASAP. I understand that. But at the same time, you cannot rush somebody who's not used to closing. So yeah, basically I'm back on day shift now, not because I can't close. It's actually because my boss is hours. He's getting yelled at for his hours. So I pretty much, yeah, am back on day shift because they need, day shift people and none of the guys want to work day shift, which I don't blame them, but still I'm like, ugh. I like day shift so much better. It just seems even if we get so busy, I like day shift better. I hate mornings. I like day shift so much better. I think because it gives me an excuse to actually wake up and actually be productive as opposed to sleeping in and then when you go to work feeling like crap. So yeah, that's kind of a little bit of everything. I'm not sure what else to say exactly. Mentally, I'm doing okay though. I'm stressed, but I'm not like so overwhelmed where I'm like not eating. It's more of the fact that I'm just like, I don't sleep now. And that's part of the OCD part, because I am literally stalking the Clayton homes and just homes in general that could possibly go up for sale like almost every single night. And I sit there in my head and I cannot turn off my brain, because I'm sitting there going, okay, if I move into this home, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, dude, get the land first. And then I'm like, oh, then I have to stress about that because, well, if I don't get this land, then I have to figure out some of my plan B. And if I don't do that, then I have to plan. I'm like, oh, it's so frustrating, you guys. So yeah, before I ramble on anymore, because this video is really long, if you stuck with me through the end, that's kind of everything that's been going on just this month alone. It's a lot. I probably rambled on a lot more on certain issues, but that's pretty much where I'm at so far. And I will answer any questions, comments, concerns, or thoughts below. Or like I said before, follow me on Instagram. You can always DM me on there. I also have an email address if you want to just, email me. If you guys are a first-time home buyer and you want to share your experiences or any tips or anything, let All right, well, if you liked my mental health video, because I mean, it is a mental health video, how can you possibly like it? Hit that like button, please. Subscribe to my channel, pass along my videos, please, because, that'd be awesome. And you guys stay awesome. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye.